Hello everyone. It is July 7th, Zone 8 here in Georgia. It's about 8:30 in the morning, having a cup of coffee, checking on the garden, getting ready for an awesome day with some family and friends going to a Braves game here in a bit. What I thought I'd do real quick, give you a little update on the garden, let you see how everything looks. We finally got some rain the past couple of days, so what I do have in the ground is looking good. I have been cleaning it up, getting rid of the tomatoes and stuff just here in Georgia in the heat. Put some zucchini in the ground the other day, transplants. In the heat, there's a watermelon right there. In the heat, in the heat in Georgia, the tomatoes, cucumbers, they don't like to grow too well. They diseases, all that good stuff. I just don't fight it. Corn looking good that we planted from seed. Cucumbers starting to work its way around the trellis. That's pretty cool. We're still getting some cukes. They're good. So I think I'm gonna grow more burpless varieties next year. Some more transplants we just put out. That's some winter squash, vining winter squash. A couple new tomatoes from transplant, another vining winter squash tomato. We got our cow peas and stuff climbing over here, starting to grow. And if you remember from the other garden tours, these were in front of the tomatoes. I planted them from seed when I transplanted good sized tomatoes. And there's only a few tomatoes on this side left over. And that's how they look now. They're starting to climb, they're starting to vine, all that good stuff, and give us some beans. Basil, all along the back side here that I've shaded out, and it's growing. And then what I've done, I reworked my soaker hoses. I've been working on that for the past week, and now I can try to plant more around it. So I'm gonna start filling in these beds a lot more. Another zucchini I transplanted. I just put it in between two basil plants. A sweet basil and a Genovese, I think how you say it, basil. Some lima beans right there that sprouted up. So, part of my mess, guys. I've been working on it. A lot going on, but these are some runt tomatoes that I put in here just, if you want to try to live, I'll let you. And they're not really getting big or anything. I haven't done much to them, but they've gotten a few tomatoes, and they've been in the ground for a little while. I'll probably end up pulling those when these other tomatoes pick up, but I just gave them a chance. They didn't get a lot of water. This is where the cucumbers were. We pulled those. For right now, we planted new transplanted tomatoes. And then in front of it, we had some radishes that are coming up. And then the marigolds in front of those. Look, companion planting. So hopefully we can get those to climb up the vine there. Herb bed, been cleaning it out a little bit. We still got thyme, English thyme right there. We still got extra basil in case something happens. Some lemon balm, oregano, Genovese basil. That right there, I don't really know what it is. I have to find out. It was given to me by my neighbor, and I put it in the ground over here, and it's done well, so I'm gonna let it keep riding. Then over here we have some Georgia collards that are coming up just fine. I have a shade cloth for them that I put over when it's really hot and in the drought days. So then over here we have more tomatoes that we transplanted. We start quite a few tomatoes in the greenhouse, and most of them done just well. So I like to start extra in case, all of them ain't gonna germinate, and then the ones that don't germinate, sadly I can't let all, I try to save all of them, but I'm not that good. So some of them die on transplanting, not many. Every once in a while, I got a great ratio, but like this one, that one just ain't looking that good. And it may not be a transplant thing, it could be just came out here and animals got it. So I always plant more. And then if something gets a couple of them, or if the water, drought or something like that, I'll be all right. Some beans, some kidney beans and lima beans, I'm pretty sure I got over here. And these and they're starting to climb up. These beds I've been getting ready and mending, putting fertilizer and stuff in. That one I just pulled garlic and onions. You can see some of the onions I left in. I wanted to show y'all what they were looking. So I didn't get a lot of big ones. Most of them are about that size, and for my one right here. And for my first time ever growing onions, I got about 30 or 40 of them each one. I was pretty happy. I'll get better like this. This is another winter squash I put out here, and it ain't looking good. So that's why I plant more. I don't think that one's gonna make it. So I'll give it a couple days, try my best, see what happens. If not, I'll cut it out and keep on moving. Have something else to go in there. That was my determinate tomato bed. We cleaned that one out, got that one ready to go. We'll be planting in that one soon. The pepper bed still rolling, pepper. Besides some insect on the leaves, like I said, I only spray when I have to. They're not really affecting my fruit. I do need to spray now because I waited too long, but I came and picked them. So I'm still getting peppers. Let these grow. Still getting peppers just fine. And then these Joe New Max Parker peppers. They're a little hotter than what we like, so I'm probably going to end up pulling those and putting something down, but they do produce just fine. I mean, they grew just well, or pretty well. So, then over here, got a little flower going. It kind of took over the bed, so I'm gonna let it go, see what it looks like when it blooms. It's beautiful, and then see what we're gonna do with it. But I'm probably eventually end up clearing it out. But it's a beautiful flower. This is where we had a couple zucchinis and winter squash. They just got eaten up, so I cleaned that out, got that bag ready to go. There's an apple trees we planted in the fall of last year. Another one over there. So one's a Honeycrisp and one's a Granny Smith. And then there's our cucumber trellis slash just anything trellis. I'm about to be planting some garden beans up it. And but we cleaned that out to get that clear. The cucumbers are struggling, especially over here. It looks nice now, but the sun really hits right there. And then we got flowers over here with the peppers. So maybe the flowers grew like crazy. They're beautiful. I want to say these are zinnias. I'm pretty sure I got that right. And then the peppers. Like I said, Joe New Max Parker pepper, they produced well, they transplanted, they grew well, just not our favorite. So next year we'll be growing something different. Cayenne peppers did just fine. We did save a bunch of those and get some fresh, dry cayenne. Sweet banana pepper still doing just fine. We got okra going over here around it. We've been pulling okra. We probably get about one per plant, one okra per plant. But I love the flowers on okra. Look at that. I just like the way they look. They get all big when they open up during the day. Got the sweet banana pepper in between. Another little okra. So we're gonna plant some more okra. They really like the heat. So these were some beans. I'm gonna end up pulling those. They just didn't do well here. Like I said, with the drought going on, I didn't water these beds. Don't really have any irrigation at all to them. Okra does fine, it's drought resistant, so not really drought resistant. I've noticed for 2 seasons now growing the okra here in Georgia, they can survive some heat and lack of water at times. So I call them drought resistance. These beans, they just didn't get anything. Don't look like and I'm not gonna try to save them. I'm gonna just pull them and plant new ones from seeds because I still have like 120 days in my grow season. Something like that. I haven't done the math. That's me guesstimating because last time I checked it was around like 140. So I could be less, could be more, but I think I at least got 120. So I'm gonna end up filling these beds up. I got some things in the greenhouse that I'm working on to get out here. I got watermelons and pumpkins. I'm gonna put some back there. I can't decide if it's gonna be pumpkins or watermelons. And then in the bed over there where I had the peaches and cream corn is where I'm gonna put the other one, whichever one I decide. Then I'm gonna get more cardboard, and so it can kind of vine out over the edges and I can keep it off the ground. So that's my goal. And you see I'm still working on the cardboard build and got to cut the grass in between. Then once I get all this done, get some wood chips in here, then I can finish my fence line. And along that fence line, I'm also about up to 3 foot high. We're gonna make it where you can plant along the fence line. I'm gonna put a raised bed system in it. I can't wait but time, and you know, it'll get there. Peppers over here are starting to produce. These are the transplants I bought. Some Anaheim jalapeno and lunchbox orange peppers. These are some transplanted determinate tomatoes. There's some little tiny Tims. I love those little things. They just get so small. That's about as tall as they get right there, and they are produced probably like at least 20 to 30, maybe give or take, but at least 20. Little small like cherry tomatoes, and they're delicious. Taste just the same. For here in Georgia, for a little determinate tomato, they're perfect. I like them. All right, yeah, so thank y'all for joining today. I hope y'all have a great day. Happy 4th of July. I hope it's been safe. I hope you made some memories with your families. Remember the veterans that have served. Remember while we have our independence, remember people not with their families over this weekend. Thank you all for joining me. If you got anything out of the video, if you liked the tour, give me a thumbs up. If you want to, subscribe. I appreciate your time. God bless. Love y'all.